Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to our little base under the sea that is getting increasingly nice and fancy looking and livable on PlayFrame. We're going to continue working on this base and improving it somewhat because there's room for improvement. Went ahead and got our modification station rebuilt in here. I'm kind of thinking it could be neat to, I don't know if this is how I want it to be long term, but since we have a lot of unused space in here, could be fun to try out some of these, where are they? Partitions. Wow, this is actually pretty robust. So like, if we were to partition this room like so. Oh, and it's like adding to whole strength, not subtracting. That's kind of nice and makes a form of sense. So we could do things like this in theory, and there was one that was a door, which, yeah, we can just like plant in the middle of one of these. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know if I want to actually like close it off entirely now that I see how it looks, but like I kind of like this. This is nice. You could wall this off entirely or even like into little like a variety of tinier rooms. Like if I wanted a bunch of closets, basically. I could do so. For now, potatoes coming in nice. Let's grab a few. You don't get a lot of food from each of these, but if you're just in your base and need a quick snack, going and grabbing a bunch, nom nom nom, that works quite well. And these actually give you a lot of water as well, which is nice. And taking what we've previously learned, lots of seeds, which we can then plant. They're a lot smaller in seed form. I wonder how that works. We'll see. Anyway, I grabbed some more titanium for us, because we're going to need a lot of it. Still may not have enough for what all we're needing to do here, but I also went ahead and got the scanner room re-added just so I could find more metal scrap more quickly. So here is what the base is kind of looking like now. Got the scanner room added to the end of here. We've got our moon pools storage facility, which is not yet a storage facility. I'll do that off camera. That'll take way too long. Maybe after this week's of episodes, I'll get all of the stuff that's in random lockers in this hallway moved into random lockers in here. And then maybe I can turn one of these into another like proper room, or just remove some of this tubing and sort of like just have it connect from here to here instead. I don't know. We'll feel it out. But there are some rooms we still need. It's really darn dark out here. We need some lighting out here. I don't think we need these anymore. I think we can just be rid of these, because we have two other power sources, one of which we're not even using like in an optimal fashion. I cannot believe I still have not found battery rechargers yet. I found power cell recharging station blueprints, but not batteries. Either there's something really near to our starting place that I've just not looked to find them yet, or they're one of those things that just takes an annoyingly long time to find. What a day it's going to be when we find them, though. Let's... Sure. Light? Light. That's something. Is it more fun having the light pointed like away from the base, lighting up the environs, or pointed at the base from outside? We can experiment a bit. Let's find something a little bit stable looking. There we go. I guess you can just place them on the base as well, which might be a little silly, but... Pointed outward makes a kind of sense. So you can see your surroundings better. Like if we put one here. That is kind of cool. I guess they both have value. There's also another kind of lighting. Hang on, let me get a little air going, but
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Spotlight, fixed position lighting solution. We could try adding those to some roofs. Like... Ooh, like maybe outside the moon pools? Because these seem like these could use a little something. Like... here. And... oh, they like search around too. That's kind of cool. Here we go. I do kind of like that. That is kind of cool. We'll give them all googly eyes that are constantly pointing in different directions. That is pretty fun. But so I don't burn all of my gathered resources just doing silly lights and such. I can experiment more with how things look on the lighting front later. We do have, like, proper rooms still that need to get added. I need to figure out where I want my new living space to be. We could create another smaller room branching off of here, or branching off in this direction, which could give us some neat views of, like, this. That could be fun. I might like that, actually. Could branch off of here. That might be even more fun. I might like that. If we removed this hatch and created another multi-purpose room, maybe just right here. Yeah, this could be a nice spot. Now we can create another hatch for easier entry. Is that the easiest entry? Or it could be off to one of the sides like this. I kind of like that a little better, actually. This can be a window instead. Window's better. And this one absolutely needs a glass dome. No question. Oh, yeah. This is a good idea. Where are all the best window opportunities? Probably here. I don't know what might get built out to the side of this, but definitely more to look at than here, seems like. Or we could just do... you know what? This might be even more fun. Just 3 windows out this way. Yeah, I like that. We can do a bed like... here, let's say... not right next to the entryway. Don't want to block our access to the window. Maybe here. It's hard to get lined up. Good enough. Yeah. Then we could do wall planter. Because a little greenery is kind of nice. Our wall shelving was also kind of nice. Maybe we should do some of that. Maybe another shelf kind of like higher up. Yeah. This has potential. A bench, desk, swivel chairs, office chairs, bar table, counter. Wonder how many more of these, like, decor items there are to be found and used. Do a little bedside table here. Or something in front of this. Might be even more fun. Yeah, I kind of like that better. We can bring some of the stuff from the other room to put on the shelves. Why don't I do that right now, actually? I don't know what this room's going to be for, but could still just be kind of like a nice little space. They don't all have to be pure utility. Grab some of these. They have places to go. You guys can stay here for now. Feels good having a more spacious base to work with. So how many of these can handily fit on what kinds of shelves? So you're too tall for this. You could fit up here, though. Or even up there. That's even more fun. Although, not trying to sleep. Nope. Okay, that won't work. Was decorating. Got too tired. Had to nap. Oh, but it's not nighttime now, so maybe this will work now. Nope. Doesn't. Very well. Decor up here. Oh, I guess it's also like a different button. I was trying to use A to place, which probably right trigger would have worked. There we go. You'll probably fit on this. Maybe? Yeah, sort of. A little bit of a tight squeeze. This shelf may be better for smaller objects. Let's see. You're sort of large. I don't know which of these you'll fit on. There might just be better places for this one to go in general. Maybe that's what part of our space in here can be. This can be a little bit more of a lab, workspace, workshop. This portion of it. I kind of like that. Maybe the hat could fit on this. It's got to go somewhere. Yeah. Come on. You can do it. I assume. There. And I'll probably do a good bit more decor fiddling later on as well. Maybe you'll just go here for now. And okay. We've got like a basic idea kind of laid down. Observation room. Where to put that? And you know what? Let's nap again so we can get some daylight. I feel like that's going to make this a little easier. Oh. Gotta wait to do that, I guess. So be it. Dark. But okay. Observation could branch off of this side. But maybe off to this side's more fun. Can't really put it here, because, like, an observation thing doesn't really work as an entry, an entry point. And maybe branching off to the side here is actually not a bad idea. So, like... And it may not be the final spot we end up leaving this, but for now... Here we go. Yeah, I feel like our base is actually coming together all right. There was one more alteration I was wanting to try to make. I want to see if I can connect these. Will that work? I think it's gonna. Just for convenience. We've created a much larger base now. There's lockers and stuff that are probably blocking that right now, so that may have to wait until after I can, till after I can get storage moved into there. And then who knows if I'll keep this part of the tube at all. Maybe I'll just make it a room. We'll see. Got more of these planted, by the way. And it does seem to work. I don't know if they're going to grow the little creepvine bulb things. That'd be handy if they did. I don't know if they will. Maybe with enough time. Yeah, I wonder what other benefits one could get from planting stuff. Can you plant mushrooms as well? I bet you can. Hang on. There's some acid mushrooms around here we could just grab. Let's try that real quick. Because I don't know... Okay. That does give you seeds, doing that. Okay. Hurts when you do it, but that does give you seeds. Also, kind of helpful to know that it does damage when they break. You could shoot these at stuff. Efficient? Probably not. Funny? Absolutely yes. Inarguably. I'm so proud of our base coming together. I feel like this has got to be our main headquarters. I can see making smaller little bases in other parts of the world where it makes sense. Like, if there's an area that has lots of great resources that I'd want to go fetching somewhat often, but it's a long way away and a real pain making the full trip, making a tiny base with some storage where I can stock up on a bunch of that stuff and then just go out and grab a bunch easy. Like, when I need more back at HQ. That could be nice. I'm also sort of thinking, and I'm not going to do this right now because I don't know that I have stuff for it. We could build a lower floor here to this. And that could be cool. Maybe later, like there's some things like alien containment. That's interesting. Maybe... We could... Oh, right. We can't build this. When we can build this, though, it could be neat building a bunch of alien containment tanks down below, and maybe some aquariums down there, too. Or heck, once we get around to making nuclear reactors, maybe we can build some down there and they won't be in the way like our bioreactor is in the middle of that room there. Can you even bake? Could you build a bioreactor? Not that I'm going to, but...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Could we build one just like right? Okay, you can, yeah. And this is honestly a more convenient place than the other one. I might do that. Yeah. And as soon as this is... Oh, it's already empty. Well, perfect. Oh. Hang on. Okay. Deconstruct. Good. You can stay here. Maybe I'll even build another one of you. I'll decide where I want all the flashing to go. You need to be filled with stuff. I wonder... Oh, these are coming in. Smaller ones, I think. Or just more of them. Either way, rad. But, come to think of it, potatoes could also go in here. Yeah. Wonder how long those last. Anyway. I've got a bunch of mushroom seeds to plant. Hang on. This would be a very useful crop to grow. Let's see. Yeah. Plant a bunch of those. I've got some other mushrooms as well. What if... It's only a couple of them, but if I can plant them and then break one with the knife to get seeds from it, then we can get a proper crop going. Let's test this. Okay. And then... Yes! Problem solving. That makes this much easier. Love this. I wonder if I need to plant these... I might need to build a planter for these way deeper so they have more room to grow. Because, like, all of these seem to have a limit to how tall they'll grow, and if they don't have space to do so, maybe they can't produce their little fruit things. That's a thing we could kind of test real fast. Or we could create a test for and then check our findings some episodes from now. What if... Where would we want to try this? We can try it here. What if we built a little platform here? And then on it, we built an exterior grow bed. Try orienting it more this way. That might... Hang on. Nope. Nope. Come on. Might allow for more space to plant things efficiently. I may end up installing that mod that allows for building on more of a grid. That might drive me nuts otherwise. But okay. Then if we just took some... get some air real fast. Okay. Fill up huge tank. There we go. Then if we just grabbed a sample or two here. Don't want to grab too many. Don't want to break it. And then... we can kind of do a couple of tests, actually. We can plant just one in one of these and see if that makes any difference to its, like, size and growth potential. And then multiple in this other one. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. And another test. Oh, inventory full. We should try planting one of those too, see if that makes any difference. So this one can have 5. And then... come on now. Gimme. This one can just have this. Let's see what comes of this. I wonder. I don't even know if that's where I'll want that to be. Can find another spot, maybe even further down here. Whatever. Cool, though. Is that everything? Have we got the basics of the base built out now? Are there any other things we're wanting to try adding? I still don't really know how to use... so, bulkheads can be built kind of in the spaces between a lot of these things. Like here, for example. And it adds to structural integrity and also prevents flooding somehow. So, like... I've built that, and you can leave them open, so you're not having to, like, open and close them all the time. Which I've already might have noticed I did that already with a couple of these. They're adding to our hull integrity a bit, and if they were closed, in theory, if we overdid it with our base and something started flooding, these would protect certain rooms. I don't know how, though. Like, in times when my hull integrity has gone under the limit and cracks start happening and the whole place starts flooding, the cracks start happening in what seem like random locations. So I don't know how you could protect part, like, I don't know how this protects part of the base if cracks could just happen anywhere. Like how it contains the water in any way. I may have to look that up. This is nice. Good spot chosen here. But yeah, I like how this base is shaping up. I went ahead and built some vehicle upgrade consoles in the 2 moon pools where we have vehicles to upgrade. Might build more water filtration machines at some point, though it seems like there's faster ways to get water. Although it is just like passively happening all the time, which is kind of nice. So I might build more. I don't need power cells charged at this time, someday. Man, I long for this. Long for it. We do need a coffee vending machine. I removed the one we had earlier, and that needs fixing. Nope. Coffee.
You look like you could use some coffee.
Maybe also, while we're here, just a proper vending machine. Come on. Yeah. There. Sure. Counter could be nice. Somewhere. Maybe. Doesn't all have to be against walls, I suppose, but to start. Yeah, sure. Would look better if it was flush against the wall. Maybe this does work better as something to be a little more freestanding. There could be even a couple of them, in theory. So, like, we could do 2 counters kind of here. Might remove these partitions in a bit, but counter here. And another one kind of back to back. Maybe we can kind of create a center table type thing. Oh, it's tricky. Good enough. Yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, I don't know if we need these right now. Or at least we can... There. It's a little better. Cool, and then stuff could live on these. Like, there's all kinds of devices and random non-functioning objects just out in the world that we can pick up in the wreckage. Kind of like this other thing that I put on a shelf here, sample analyzer. Like this sort of thing could totally become a decorative element. There. Yeah. That could be pretty cool. Might be onto something. Oh, wow. Okay, potatoes didn't last quite as long as I thought. They did, like, halfway fill this thing up, though, and it... Like, more potatoes... comes pretty quick. I'll have to find good... It's not like I'm really needing the extra power reserves, but I'll have to find what sorts of items and objects last the longest in there. I started by throwing in some extra just creature eggs I had, and those... I can't tell if it was the seeds or the eggs or what, but the first batch of stuff I threw in actually lasted what felt like a really long time. So it does seem like some stuff lasts longer than others. This will require some experimentation. Could throw in a melon. Why not? And actually, more seeds. Come on. There we go. Plant. Sweet. Okay. I am pleased with how this is turning out. Speaking of things turning out, mushrooms have grown. Yes. Oh, that's great. So now I can harvest some, plant lots more. Get a whole crop going. This'll sting a bit. Oh. If they're ones I've planted, they don't hurt to harvest. Neat. And unexpected. What a neat game, man. It's very good. Yeah, I do like having the spotlights out here. I'll add more of those. Kind of undecided on this. I feel like I'll need to spend a while experimenting with lighting decor. See what feels like it works best. That's alright, plenty of time for that. But yeah, base has taken shape. I'm proud of it. And I'm sure it'll get expanded and improved a good deal. I still haven't really figured out what the purpose of these two rooms will be. And they can be, like, expanded down below later if we wanted to, and we could even create, once I have a lower floor here, and on a lot of these we can start connecting them with tubes as well. Very exciting. Get away from my base. I live here. You have kelp forests to get back to, and metal scrap to steal. Do your job. So now that we've got all this set up, I should eat some food. For one.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Can I just... I can. And that uses like a tiny bit of power, seems like, and then gives you a tiny snack that does not give you much, like, nourishment. Takes away almost as much water as it adds food. A generic, tasty rice snack. Add sugar, salt, or spices for sweet and savory flavors. And a potato mix. Potato-derived snack food. Yeah, these are all unimpressive for keeping one sustained. Not nearly as effective as keeping a locker full of fish. And then asking the fabricator to fry some up for you. That is very funny. I like it. Nom nom. That's a bit better. So now that we've done all this, I guess it's time to get back to exploring and discovery and whatnot. And I got several things that can be done. Now that we've got our Seamoth back up and running and upgraded now with torpedoes, which I figured out how to make and load into the torpedo bay in here. Some vortex ones and some gas ones. We can try going back to that Degasi habitat deep down and try to fend off the weird octopus things. I'm also wondering, like, there's a lot of upgrades to the prawn suit that I can't currently build, including the drill arm, which seems like that'd be pretty huge for mineral and resource gathering. And I'm wondering if that means I need to go explore the Aurora some more, because that's where I found all of the stuff for the prawn suit. I don't think I've found almost any of that, like any blueprints for that outside of the Aurora. We might have, and I've just forgotten, but that's where the bulk of them seems to be. So we might need to go back that way. I do kind of want to go back down to that, like, that little biome almost directly beneath us that has kind of the mushrooms that look like jellyfish that have predators living inside them, where we found another Degasi habitat. I think there's a lot more down there I've not explored, and there might be more habitats and such to find there. There's a lot of directions we can go. I'll have to figure out which one to do first. Well, I'll think on that, and I'll let you know tomorrow which one I decide to do. Take care, all of you. I'll see you tomorrow for whatever it is we're doing. Goodbye!